Some of you will know that after removing the windscreen and putting a replacement camera on, I've been having trouble getting a decent sound, and the problem has been the wind, because the camera before was in a still area behind the windscreen. So after a number of versions, I've now produced this mini windscreen just for the camera. It pushes onto the lens, and onto that I've made a little lens hood as well to reduce flare, and it's also has this little fluffy thing which is supposed to cut out all that wind noise. So we'll be off for a ride very soon, and we'll see how. So yes, welcome back, and these are some oldish lanes revisited but in reverse. So we got all new views, and we're just going to come up here and stop a while, view, partly to enjoy the view, but also for me to take a few photographs which I may use later on. I rather like the way this road sweeps down, round and back up again, which is what appealed to me. Now this is the first ride with the new setup, so hopefully the sound is a little bit better, and we shall also, going in this direction, see where that little road leads to, which goes off to Westfield Hamlet, which in the reverse direction, coming up this lane, we sort of went straight past it. But anyway, there it is up on the right hand side there, and that leads off. It's a little gated road and leads off to that little hamlet, and that's the only access to that hamlet. There isn't access onto the main road. Anyway, we're going to carry along here and enjoy the scenery, I hope, and also the new sound. And at this point I should warmly welcome a whole new lot of subscribers this week. From 50 we've gone up to 59, so yes, nudging 60. But also a warm welcome too to all those that have stayed with me right from the very start. Thank you for putting up with me. I hope you've enjoyed the last few months riding and bits and bobs. It's an eclectic mix of model boats and the occasional bit of model railway, and who knows what else in the future. Now we have suffered a heat wave, so I haven't been able to get out too much, although I did get out early in the morning, but it was a bit too warm. But this morning it's lovely and cool, and it's delicious riding along here. And we're actually going to do a sort of a circular down this lane, down into Bolton-le-Sands, and then up the other lane that we rode down. So this is all new in some respects, in as much as we're doing it back to front, or front to back, whichever way you want to look at it. One always hopes for the occasional wild animal to hop across the lane. But apart from birds, which are nice to see, I thought perhaps by coming out very early, it's about 6:30 at the moment, that I might actually see a hare, or who knows, a deer. But no, not this morning. But at least there's no traffic. I doubt this little lane ever sees any, or very little. Now coming down into Bolton-le-Sands. all looks very green despite the very hot weather. We did have overnight rain, which was very welcome. And to the right, yes, there we go. And round to the left. And you'll recognise that Catholic church on the right hand side there. There's a better view of it coming down here. And we're going to go off round to the right hand, take this right hand lane up here, and this is the lane we rode down quite recently. So we'll see this one in a whole new light. Yes, whilst I haven't completely eradicated all the wind noise, I've toned it down to a tolerable level. I think that's best we can say. And it's certainly not something I'm going to mess around with anymore. After all, I do have a model boat to build. In fact, I've got two model boats to build. One which is for a friend, a Clyde Puffer. And so yes, I've got to carry on with that. And of course I've also got the pilot boat, which is now at the hull stage to be sorted out. But the hot weather did actually mean that I couldn't do an awful lot. But now it's cool and I should get back on again with it. Plus some extra riding. I realised too that it's also the problem I've been having with the sound is also caused by the fact this is a new camera and with a much more sensitive microphone, so it picks up the wind noise much more readily. So it wasn't just the fact that I took the windscreen off causing the problems. Right, just coming to the end of this little lane, so we're going to turn off to the right. If we went straight on, we go to Nether Kellet, as you know. But we're going to turn right, back along this top road, past that Westfield Hamlet, which is over on the right hand side, so keep an eye out for that. You might even see that bungalow called Pump House Bungalow, but I doubt it. I think there's an entrance to probably the bungalow a bit further along, but you can't actually see it from the road. But anyway, it's only a bungalow, isn't it? It's when you get up to about 40 miles an hour that the wind noise tends to make itself known a little more. And that's the sort of speed we're doing along here now, so that's why it's a little bit noisier. Generally though, the lanes I ride down I rode at much slower speeds, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. In a recent video, Economical Rides down in Spain has oh, that's the bungalow in there. Yes, I can see it now. I can see it. And this is Westfield Hamlet. So yes, yeah, we've seen the bungalow. Oh, good. Yeah, Economical Rides in a recent video. He took his classic 350 along a pretty rough track, and he did notice that the classic perhaps rides more easily than the Meteor, and I think the conclusion is that it's mainly caused by the classic having wire spoked wheels rather than the cast alloy more rigid wheels on the Meteor. I have noticed that the ride can sometimes be a bit harsh on bumpy grounds on the Meteor, but apart from that and the fact the footrests are just a wee bit too far forward to make it comfortable on bumpy ground, it's a machine that certainly suits me and the sort of riding I like to do. It's perfect, so we'll stick with it. I'm not looking for anything else. Well, we're coming up to the junction at the crossroads here. We're going to take a right. I'm just going to go down here to these little second set of crossroads. Now on the right is the little lane I went down on this ride, and on the left is that green lane, and it's aptly named because I did try it a couple of days ago to see where it led to. It's supposed to have led to Halton, and it's just a rough track, a bridleway, so it certainly wasn't rideable on a Meteor. If I had a trials machine, then I might well have given it a go, but I don't have a trials machine, nor likely to get one, so we'll stick with the tarred lanes. I think that's my preference. So here's the crossroads, and just off to the left here is that green lane, and off to the right is the little lane we have just been down. Just over there, look. Wait here a while, and we'll go off and we'll have a last glimpse at the end of this ride of the sea. This is called Prince's Crescent, and there's the sea, Morecambe Bay in all its glory. Well, thanks ever so much for watching this, and I hope you've enjoyed the new sound and the new lanes, the new vision.